This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leese, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on this very windy Monday.
Yes.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Stacy Jensen. It's Monday, April 11th.
Well, a police pursuit in California ends at the Nevada state line after Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies opened fire on two suspects. Captain David Berkowitz says officers wanted to make sure the armed suspects did not make it into Pahrump.
Just after 11 a.m. we were notified that CHP and Inyo were in pursuit of an individual who was shooting at their patrol vehicles. We got involved in the pursuit at that point. We sent deputies here to the county line and immediately set things up with them in order to stop this. Our agency set up an administrative roadblock here at the county line to prevent him from entering our jurisdiction and actively shooting at our residents. At that point, the SWAT team was activated and did a vehicle assault on the suspects. And during that, there was an officer-involved shooting. Both suspects were transported to University Medical Center for medical treatment, and all of our officers luckily escaped without injury.
This all started where?
It's very convoluted, and truthfully, we don't have that full story yet. It started in Inyo County. As far as we know, they received a call for service that initiated this report. And then they got involved, and then CHP got involved, and then he started shooting at them, and that's kind of how the pursuit started. It's our understanding that it was in their jurisdiction for quite some time before it came here to ours. We know it went between here and Baker and back, so it was all over the place in their jurisdiction. It was reported they had a rifle. We are obviously processing the vehicle, and we'll know more about what firearms they actually had. But that is the report, is that they were shooting with a rifle. The officer-involved shooting occurred just behind me here where they're processing that vehicle. It's more difficult than normal because we have so many different agencies and such a vast field of incidences that, putting the pieces together is a little more difficult than a traditional incident. California Highway Patrol provided the air support along with their deputies and Inyo County deputies that were on the California side. Here on the Nye County side, we were assisted by NHP. As well as our officers, obviously. And we utilized the Bearcat. The sheriff got us that piece of equipment for exactly times like this, where we need to be able to pull up on a vehicle and not have to worry about our officers being shot at as we do so. And as you can see from the scene, we were able to pull right up to the vehicle. It provided our officers the safety and cover to be able to make that vehicle assault, and ultimately can be credited for their safety and the ending of this the way it came. As far as we know right now, yes, they had a Florida license plate. However, it appears they're from California. We don't have exact details on that yet. We're still working on the full workup on who they are and what their history looks like. All officers who fired are on administrative leave, and we'll be identifying them in our post-briefing. We have 3 officers that were involved.
And Berkowitz wouldn't say if the suspects fired at Nye County officers during the shooting or California Highway Patrol, saying more details will be released once officers finish processing the scene. As for a motive, Berkowitz says deputies have spoken with the suspects, but they didn't say anything helpful.
And Pahrump resident Mark Kempf is appointed today as the temporary county treasurer during an emergency meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. The term is through the canvassing of the June 14th primary election. Kempf is also a candidate for Nye County Clerk. 3 applicants put their hat into the ring today. Kempf has an impressive resume, which is posted on KPVM's Facebook. He does have education as a certified public accountant, but does not currently hold that license as the other 2. On Saturday, former Treasurer John Prudhomme resigned effective immediately. In an email to the county commissioners and county administration, Prudhomme took over the office after it was placed on fiscal watch by the state due to reports of previous mismanagement. He reportedly straightened out the issues, resulting in satisfying the state requirements to remove the oversight. Perdon't says in his email to Nye County Commissioners that the corruption and sabotage by the deputy treasurers combined with the NCA's union requirements regarding termination and filing vital positions made it impossible to satisfy NRS requirements and the job that he was elected to perform.
And on tomorrow's broadcast, we do have an extended interview with Mark Kemp and, of course, that Board of County Commissioners meeting concerning them appointing him to that position. Well, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a two-vehicle crash that occurred over the weekend on Homestead and Kellogg Road. Both of the vehicles involved were pickup trucks. There was one person that was transported by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Ambulance to Desert View Hospital with injuries sustained as a result of that crash.
A team of runners from the Nye County Sheriff's Office hit the pavement this past weekend for the Baker to Vegas Challenge Cup Relay. The 120-mile trek takes runners through and support staff through Pahrump along the way. And this was the first year back in the annual event, which was canceled the last 2 years due to the pandemic. Nye County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Harry Williams was one of 24 runners from the Nye County team.
The race went very well. We finished 195th out of 268 runners. The time was 21 hours and 10 minutes, so the guys did a pretty good job. It takes about, the fastest runners around 13 hours. Well, we did it in 21 hours. We had 20 runners with 4 alternates. Like I said, it's the first time we had a Nye County team, which was nice. Yeah, it's a lot of new recruits that they did a very good job. A lot of them knew that, a lot of them figured out this was a hard race. It wasn't easy at all. I trained probably 3 months prior, so if we start training, you know, hopefully right now for next year, hopefully we'll do a lot better. The weather went from very hot to very cold at night, so I mean it was, I think when I did my leg it was 95 degrees going through Dumont Dunes, and then we got up to the mountain pass and it got people wearing jackets and cold. We had a lot of our members also, we had a follow vehicle, so we had 2 follow vehicles. They were donated by Saïda Trudeau. They sat in the vehicle and they followed each runner through each leg, so just doing that took a lot of time. The auxiliary and the staff members, they show up and they help direct traffic. They help, they do like catchers for the other, you know, for our teams and stuff like that. So they helped a lot, helped relieve some of the pressure off of me when I had to do it.
How you feeling today?
I'm tired.
Yeah?
It was a long weekend for me. Not only did I run in the race, I had to follow every runner all the way to Vegas. So we got to Vegas at about 5 o'clock in the morning. And then last night I had to go and do the award ceremonies and stuff like that. So it was a long weekend. It was a fun weekend.
So are you guys going to do this next year?
I hope so. I hope if we get enough runners and people keep training, we'll get better and better every year.
And you're probably wondering who took first place of the more than 200 teams this year. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department's elite running team took first place with a time of just under 13 hours and 40 minutes. We'll be back with more News 25 right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, it's another sign that we are exiting this pandemic. Easter at Simpkins Park. Well, the Mills family has been doing Easter at Simpkins Park for a number of years, stuffing their own eggs. And that includes DJ Mills and his sister Cassandra Salbach, who have been doing it for many, many years. But Cassandra passed away about 3 years ago, and DJ, of course, with his lovely wife Christy, are continuing that tradition. We caught up with the Mills family.
So there'll be the big Easter egg hunt that everybody comes to enjoy. At last count, we're looking at about 18,000 eggs this year. We have the age groups kind of sorted out so that the youngins aren't competing with the older kids. There'll be lots of fun there as well. There'll be snow cones, bounce houses, crafts, all kinds of fun food, face painting. I'm definitely going to miss some stuff. There's going to be a photographer out there taking pictures. Yeah. There's going to be a live performance with our worship team that my wife's going to be a part of. And there's going to be a proper Sunday service there in the morning as well. So there'll be a little bit of a message of the Lord that morning.
So I believe the first Easter at Simpkins was in 2009, only because we have a beautiful picture of Cassandra Selbach still pregnant with Jacob and Jonathan out there. So, and Jake was born in 2009, so it could have been either that year or the year after, but it's been quite a while.
You can't have a day like that without remembering her fondly and just how she's touched everybody. It's so easy, like when you talk to people about Easter, everybody just connects the event with Cassandra so much. So it just makes all the connections, all the conversations so easy and pleasant. Golden eggs are cold hard cash. The beauty about the golden eggs is anybody can find golden eggs, okay? So it's not just limited to the littles. They're always going to be just a little bit harder to find, which you come to expect. And that's all donations that fund that every year.
So we will have a dedicated area for age 0 to 1 just for photo opportunities so that they're not being trampled by other kids. Then we have an area that I believe is 2 to 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 9. And then the desert area, we would allow the disabled to go into the younger age groups so that they had a fair shot as well. And then we also have what we call egg floaters, where they go through and they find people who are still looking for eggs, or kids who are still looking for eggs, and they go out and they throw additional eggs out there to all of the different age groups so nobody's left behind.
Stuffing the eggs is an incredible undertaking, and just like every other part of Easter, it only happens because we have an outpouring of support. So do we buy some pre-stuffed eggs? We usually about half of our eggs are pre-stuffed, and then we fill about half of them with candy and little toys, prize eggs, because there'll be a prize booth as well so that the people can get the larger stuff if they happen to find one of those ticket eggs.
Easter at Simpkins Park. Our service starts at 10 a.m. and then crafts, face painting, all of the different activities, including lunch, is between 11 and 12, and the egg hunt starts at 12.
1350 East Simpkins Road. You can also reach out to us on Facebook if you have any questions under Christy Mills or Daniel Mills. And then if you are still looking for a last-minute volunteer opportunity, call Christy. What's your number?
775-513-8585.
And some more Easter fun is on the way with the Easter Picnic. The Holiday Task Force and the Pahrump Disability Outreach Program are going to be holding their annual Easter Picnic. Linda Wright tells us more about it.
On Saturday, April 16th. From 10 to 2, we'll be at Petrick Park, and it's going to be a fun day. We're going to have organizations come out with tables, and they'll have information and activities for the kids. And we're also going to have hamburgers and hot dogs, chips and drinks. They go from table to table and they talk to the different organizations and find out what we have to offer here in this community, and they will get Easter eggs when they go to that. And they'll also have different activities or games to play at each table. And they'll have their big orange train out there for the kids to ride in.
Is the Easter Bunny going to show up?
Yes, the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll have surprises for the kids, and you can take pictures with him. It's 10 to 2, and we're also having a canned food drive for one of our local food pantries. So please come support that.
You know, I saw that B-roll at that Simpkins Park, and you know who I saw in there?
Yeah.
Wendy King. Wendy was such a huge part of the Easter at Simpkins as well, and a great friend of Cassandra, and she unfortunately passed away this year as a result of a structure fire. So we're going to have all of our hearts and prayers with them and their family this Easter, and always in their honor. It's going to be a lot of fun too.
Yep, we'll be back with more News 25 right after this.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Found that babies born during the first year of the pandemic showed neurodevelopmental differences at 6 months of age. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Catherine Myers says she's not surprised.
We were worried that the time away from the public, that time away from school, that time away from family members might be having some impact on children's development. And ultimately, the study has shown us that at least at 6 months, there seem to be some differences in development.
According to the study, the infants measured lower in gross motor, fine motor, and personal social skills. Some examples would include lifting their head, reaching or grabbing objects, and interacting with parents. Dr. Myers says it's hard to say how these kinds of delays in development could affect a child long term. That's something that still needs to be studied. However, she does advise parents to be as involved as possible with their children at an early age. She says those interactions are very important.
One of the best things that we can do for our kids is get down on the floor and play with our kids. We can engage with our kids, be active with them, read them stories, show them everything that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. The more we engage with our children, the more they learn from us.
The study also looked at any possible links between the mother contracting COVID-19 while pregnant and if that could have impaired the infant's development, but there does not appear to be an association.
And next we get to check in with Desert Haven Animal Society as we hang out with Darby and someone special in the yard.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Hootie. Hootie is this very, very large and chunky adult female American Staffordshire Terrier mix. Beautiful doggy. She has these gorgeous brown coloring all over her body. Then she has these cute little white markings on the back of her neck, down the front of her chest. She likes to explore. She's very, very, very friendly, and she is quite chunky. She is definitely considered a large dog, but she just copped right up here with me and wanted to have a cuddle. So if you want to come and see Hootie or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call at 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society. Just a reminder, they are now open 7 days a week for adoption, so definitely come and see Hootie and all of her friends here.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
I think we're blown away.
Yeah, it's the windy cam, as they were saying, and not the weather cam.
Exactly. You know what? It's not only have some brownouts out there, but a little bit of problems if you have any sensitivity to breathing.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios on 411. I'm going to give you the 411 on the weather, and not looking really great. Actually, wind advisory, the whole state. Everybody, 25-mile-per-hour winds or worse up in Fernley, Fallon, Carson City. You see temperatures down to like 52, 55, 44 in Carson City, and they've got rain and they've got snow. It's a mess up there. Tonopah feeling a little bit better at 63 and windy, 67 in Goldfield with a little bit of wind. And down to Beatty at 73, windy, 78 in Amargosa, almost the hot spot. Vegas takes the honor at 79, but they've got dust storms with their wind. How delicious. 92 degrees out in Death Valley. It's going to feel like a sandblaster out there today, folks. Look what it did to my hair. Oh my goodness. Back here in Pahrump, 70 degrees. That's our current temperature. It was as much as 75 a little bit earlier. South-southwesterly winds, 28 mile per hour average gusts. We saw 35, 40, 45. It was kind of crazy out in the yard. Things blowing through. Sun rose this morning at 6:16. It'll set this evening about 7:14. Pick up another couple minutes of daylight. Sounds good. Low tonight, 43 degrees. And those northwesterly winds continue, 23 miles per hour. Maybe it'll let up tomorrow. What do you think? Good luck. 20 mile per hour winds tomorrow, too. We've got, it'll calm down a little bit, but temperatures all the way down to the 50s tomorrow. Double digits throughout the week. Temperatures picking up. We hit 78 on Saturday, but we also hit 18 mile per hour winds. Oh my. Sunday and Monday, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit, and we'll see temperatures return into the 80s, and that will be robusto. We'll look forward to that. In the meantime, wind, go away, come again another day. and it looks like it will tomorrow. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Well, we want to remind everybody that we will be having a debate with the Nye County Republican Central Committee for the next 3 Thursdays from 5 until 9 p.m. at the Bob Rube Community Center, and that's at the corner of Baston and Highway 160. This Thursday night is going to be the Nye County Clerk and Nye County Sheriff. Candidates are welcome to come on by at 4 p.m., meet and greet the public, and of course the public is invited as well. And if you would like to get up and you're not part of the debate, speak a little bit about yourself, you're more than welcome to do that during that time. We will, of course, be showing you all the highlights. We're hoping to stream it here on KPVM TV as well. And it's going to be moderated by myself and Brent from the Pahrump Valley Times. It's going to be lots of fun. And, of course,
questions
Bill
from the
Carnes.
public?
Yeah, we are taking questions from the public at the debate. You can put them in there. And you can also email me, Deanna, at kpvm.tv here at KPVM TV. And we can't guarantee they'll all be asked because we do have kind of a full list, but it's hopefully going to be a really good debate.
Yep.
Election season.
Yes, it is. Well, temperatures are going to tumble, I saw in the weather forecast too, so make sure.
We have another event that's coming up, which is Amargosa Days. You're going to tell them all about it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. Food and drink. There's a 3K and a 5K run. They've got kids' activities. It's all happening April 29th and 30th. That's going to be fun. And a parade. We love our parades. Saturday at 10 a.m. Volleyball, fire department, vehicle extrication demonstration, horseshoe tournament, raffle. There's so much going on. Oh my goodness. So head on out to Amargosa Days. That's going to be happening again April 29th and 30th.
And that is going to be a lot of fun. I love to go to Amargosa Days. Everybody should join in.
I like the parades.
It's so much fun. All right. Well, we hope you have a wonderful day. Hold on to your hats and your patio furniture and all that stuff. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. Good night.
Good night.